Look, camp has been good. We are here now for 5 days. Of course, part two to returning back from the festive break was the first 10 days we spent at Klolkop to try to work a little bit on the condition of the players. We did a lot of testing, but also a lot of work with video analysis, reviewing the first part of the season, and trying to make sure that we are working towards improving the team and improving the players, so that we can improve the product. So that work has continued in Royal Marang. The players have responded exceptionally well. We've done some very good work on the pitch to try to improve certain critical areas of our performances, and that's where we are. So far, so good. One friendly match within the system, which we played earlier today against Platinum City Rovers in an NFD side, and the performance was very, very good. And then one more game to go tomorrow, where we try to improve on today's performance, try to improve on the physical condition, try to improve on some tactical schemes, and particularly the new ones that we've introduced for the second half of the season.
And what aspects have you been working on with the players, with the friendlies, and what impresses you the most with them?
Look, I think probably the one standout for us is definitely the attitude and the willingness from the players to go beyond the threshold, to put themselves in under a lot of stress, and to put themselves in conditions where they push the threshold from a physical perspective. We've asked the players to try to work not just on the quality of the actions, which is very, very important, particularly when the body is under fatigue or lactic acid and many other waste products. And you know that when that happens, the central nervous system is affected, and therefore the decision making is not so good. So we've asked the players to work a bit more with regards to the quality of the actions, sustaining the quality of the actions, trying to minimize the recovery between the football actions. And then when you can do that, you try to improve the regularity, the intensity, the longevity of good football actions, high quality football actions that are intensive, aggressive, performed regularly during training sessions, during friendly matches, so that we can try to get this as a way that is normalized within our performances, because we've got a certain personality as a big team that we've got to carry out, and 9 times out of 10 we've also got the responsibility of setting the intensity during our matches. So far so good, and we are very happy with the attitude of the players, and that for me is the biggest standout. The players are pushing themselves beyond their limits and really making sure that we improve, as not just as a team and as a collective, but also as individuals, and that's been probably the greatest highlight from the camp. Ralani's recruitment, of course, clearly brings a lot of question marks, particularly because of his age. But in football, probably the most important thing in recruitment is always try to bring the right player. And sometimes the right player is not the player between a certain age. The right player sometimes is because of the needs of the team, and how do you improve the quality and the strength of the team. Of course, there's 2 ways. One is by training, to use the type of players that you have to try to improve certain aspects, therefore improve the different components of the team. Secondly, you can do that by recruiting players. And we've decided to go that type of direction because of the profile of player that Ralani is. If you look at Ralani in terms of contribution to Cape Town City, and you make a direct comparison to the type of player that he is, his profile, the average quality in the PSL league and its availability within the market. 2. And 3, you also look at what you have in relation to the direction that you'd like the team to go towards. If you begin with the end in mind, trying to make sure that the team is ready for Champions League, there are certain parameters that the team has got to meet. And obviously in that moment, you are trying to improve the team to make sure that it is competitive on all fronts. So Ralani is what we would call an outlier. His numbers suggest that there is a huge difference between Ralani and the average performances in the PSL. Ralani is already contributing to 1.4 on average scoring opportunities as an offensive midfielder. The average in the PSL is 0.378. That's almost twice the number of scoring opportunities that Ralani can create. Ralani is also measuring about 6.5 key passes in a game. 6.5 key passes in a game as compared to 6.37 key passes. And already at 34, already those numbers are higher than what you would normally get in the PSL. His ball progression, in other words, his dribbling, he's averaging 4.1 successful dribbles in a match as compared to 2.3 on average for offensive midfielders in this league. And not only that, even his defensive game he's winning duels at 1.1. So those are the number of successful duels that he is winning every single time on average during 90 minutes. That gives you, as compared to the average in the PSL, 0.018. So you also then look at where is a lot of those actions happening. And fortunately, he was playing for a team like Cape Town City that also acted with a lot of high press. And Ralani was winning 1.6 balls in very aggressive areas that resulted into chances more than the average offensive midfielder in the league at 0.4. So his numbers clearly suggested that he is a player that can come in and immediately contribute to improving the squad. And when you have a player like that is the right profile with the qualities from a tactical perspective, the data suggests that already. And then you're looking for the experience of having played in Europe, having played already and acclimatized to South Africa, and is a South African-born player with such high quality. The experience that he comes in with, that then also affords you the possibilities of getting benefits from even younger players like Promise, Mkulisi, Kutumela, and all these other players, and not just on the conduct of the pitch, but also how he carries himself and positions himself in between the lines, how he's always a danger for the next line. Players like Ralani are not players that play between opponents or right on top of lines. They play in between the lines and they invite the press from the next line. And that is not always easy to get in South African football, because it becomes very difficult for players to show patience in positioning and to be in the right position, arrive in that position at the right time, and be able to receive the ball and then cause problems for the next line. Unfortunately, with Ralani being available, we knew that we could address a lot of these possibilities and bring a lot of the qualities that he possesses to try to improve the team. And the only thing now that we try to work on, of course, is the adaptation, is moving from the sea level to higher altitude and trying to adapt to the demands from the respiratory system, from a physiological perspective, in adapting to the conditions. The training adaptation also needs to take place. They're adapting to a very similar game model, but maybe a couple of different details, and that needs some work to do. So we are patient with him at this moment, and we're giving him as much time as he needs to make this adaptation process. But his experience, his personality also allows him to be integrated into the group, and he's settled in very, very well. And in fact, we are very happy with the progress that he's also making, and hopefully he has a very, very, very good second round of the season and contributes to assisting the team in meeting their objectives. Tebza's recruitment has been one where there's been huge admiration from the club for a couple of windows now. Teboho represents possibly the new breed of South African footballers that are being produced. His professionalism, his conduct, and his personality allow for us to be able to look for greater benefits, not just from a footballing perspective, but also from a human perspective. We all know how much work he does in giving back to the communities and in serving the space of people within his communities and across the board to try to help and support. And from that perspective, we were very happy to be able to welcome Tebza into the team. What is very surprising is that a lot of people would think that Teboho is recruited mainly from a defensive perspective to try to improve the team from that. But a closer look at Teboho Mokwena's profile seems to suggest that offensively, as a central midfielder, there is a greater contribution to make to the team through the qualities that he possesses. Now, you will understand that Teboho, in relation to all the other midfielders that we have offensively, is showing better possibilities for even greater contributions. The biggest one is when you think of Teboho, you think of a midfield player that averages 2.6, 2.5 shots at goal per match. An alarming statistic, because there are even strikers that don't get on average 2 shots at goal per match in the PSL. So when you think about how we play and the type of opposition that we play against sometimes, you then understand that when you play against reinforced defensive blocks that sit a little bit deeper, one of the key and most important tools to try to address or unlock a defensive block is shots taken from midfield or from outside the box. In this regard, Tebza is probably the best in the country at the moment with regards to that. So after having lost Hlompo and the qualities that Hlompo could provide and possesses, and that have helped the team to be so successful over the years, what was important for us was to try to find a profile of a midfielder that could assist us with regards to unlocking defensive blocks with longer range passes, longer range shots, and then have possibilities to assist us in winning football games. That already suggests that is a quality that we did not have within our midfielders. And already with the River and AJ, if you look at the number of passes, key passes, forward passes, Tebza is only second to River and Andile Jali. So those sort of things are things that we try to look into, and the detail that we go into with regards to trying to improve the team. And we are also very satisfied and extremely grateful to the board, the chairman, the president of the club, for supporting us in the market and assisting us to strengthen the team. And not only strengthen the team, but to bring the right players into the team, to improve the competition in the team. And when you improve the competition in the team, it means the training intensity is good. It means then the bigger benefits are improved performances, because people start to train a little bit more with better intensity, better concentration, and then the consistency is also good. So we are very happy with the work that has been done, and at the same time extremely grateful for the support that we've received from the Sundowns management and the Motsepe family. Well, we don't foresee adaptation problems. I mean, if you look at how quickly a player like Neo Maema has adapted, a player like Safranco has adapted, a player like Kutumela has adapted. All these are already signs of them being welcomed into the group and warmly welcomed. We said to them when they arrived that they are very fortunate in the sense that they are coming into a big team that has very, very good human beings. And you need that sometimes, because good human beings are then able to assist each other to find comfort. That comfort then brings a level of acceptance, and when you are accepted, there is even if you go into Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the number one need for any human being is acceptance and self-actualization. And when you are accepted and loved, you are able to perform to your best. And this is what gives them the fortune as new players. The blessing of coming into a group like this is second to none, because it's easier for you to hit the ground running. So apart from speaking about their personalities and the people that they are and how they will adapt into the group, you've got to give compliments to the current group of players and for the human qualities that they possess, because they are the ones that are able to facilitate the adaptation process and try to shorten it a little bit. And I think we've welcomed them with warm hands into the family, and hopefully they can continue to assist us in achieving the objectives that have been set for the team, and hopefully continue to improve, not just improve themselves, because that's the biggest focus. We still want to improve Surprise Ralani. Even at 34, 35, we feel there are certain aspects to his game. We've done a lot of video analysis work already. We've already done and gone into his numbers and his data to support some of the findings from his profile. And we still believe that we can still get a lot out of him. We also still believe that Teboho can improve drastically, and we've done the same. We've given him an audit of where he is and the profile that he has, his strengths, his weaknesses, certain challenges that he's got to work on in relation to how we play, and they've received that feedback extremely well. So hopefully they can continue that way and continue with the work ethic, because, as we said, part to having good human beings is this relentless work ethic, number one, and this relentless drive and hunger to succeed and to win every single day. That's the mentality that we possess here, and we know that we accept nothing less from all our players, and that's no different for Surprise, that's no different for Debza and any other signing that's going to be coming in this window. So the future looks good, and it's exciting times for us. We've strengthened the squad. The players understand the need for strengthening in certain positions, and hopefully we look forward to them coming in and assisting this group to continue to do bigger and greater things.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.